But we're back for the 8 o'clock draw. This is when stuff really gets serious.
I don't know if it's just that sheet.
So our
Richard,
feature game this evening is going to
or
be
is
a
it
C event quarterfinal between Tres Amigos, who is from English Curling OKC in Bucks County. The skip is Jonathan Habercroft. The vice is Michael Nordquist. The second, Mark Ngo, and the lead is Ryan McGee. They'll be throwing the red stones. They have the hammer in this first end. They'll be playing against Curl Me Maybe from Potomac and New York City, Brooklyn. You may recognize, we may have seen them a few hours ago. Rich Gray, Alex Boyce, Brandon Jamino, and Amanda Zrianchev. That's our feature game. Like I said, that's a C quarterfinal. The other C quarterfinal going on right now is going to be over on Sheet A. Can-Am Curlers, Burlington Potomac, Craig Bancroft, Doris Bitz, Joel Erstad, and Stephanie Erstad against Team Shirk Potomac, George Shirk, Jason Fontaine, Adam Kapp, Chad Shilkin. Over on C and D, we have the A event semifinals. Just so you know, the reason we're not telecasting that is because we'll be seeing some of these teams tomorrow. They're guaranteed at this point. These guys are going to be in a final. It's a question of whether it's the A event or the D event. Over on Sheet C, it'll be Team Anderson, which is from Potomac and Brookstones. Carl Anderson, Brandon Morse, Kim Belf, and Jimmy Fallon against the Potomac team, Richard Chin, Hunter Clausen, Caleb Clausen, Eva Chin, and Eli Clausen. They're the reigning Cherry Blossom champs. They're from Potomac. They're fighting for the right to face the winner of the game on Sheet D, the Noble team from Ardsley, John Noble, Matt Gallegos, Joe Pinella, and Dave Wagenheim, against Sweeping Beauty and the Beasts from Potomac, Bob Purcell, Henrique Kempenick, Jeremy Vanderhoot, and Catherine Kozlik. That gets you up to speed. They have not started stones yet. We win. Okay.
Well, you win. I'm still getting names into the computer, so while we've got team names and scores on the screen, we're not going to have rock tracking or names popping up for an end or two, but that's fine. You've got visual action. We've got audio action.
Exactly.
As far as anyone needs to know what's going on, they're going to have it.
Exactly.
All the rest stuff is visual fluff, and it will gradually be incorporated as we go.
Exactly. We'll get there, folks. For those of you who are just tuning in, the previous draw went a little bit long. One game went overtime. All the other games...
And still, actually, the game that went in the extra end actually still finished before some of the other games.
Yeah, exactly. One game went an extra end. A couple of the other games, all the games were very close.
Every
it was
game
very
went
strategic.
down to basically skips rocks in the eighth.
Honestly, if you missed it, I'm sorry. You might want to consider going and checking it out on the replay. I can only hope this draw lives up to it because I'm starved, and missing dinner had better be worth it. That's all I can say.
I've never seen this like physically done before.
Dinner smells quite good.
I'm staring over there at the food kind of longingly. So if any of our listeners out there want to take pity and pick us up some McDonald's and deliver it to the club, we wouldn't complain.
Actually, if you're going to do that, if you're going to come to the club, just come in, go over to the kitchen, grab a plate, and just bring it over to
Yeah, you know, that would work too. Okay, that's you're right. That's more reasonable.
While we have what looks to be some like delicious like teriyaki chicken or something here, I would hate to go and get something.
For some reason, the teams on Sheet B are pointing at the announcing booth and laughing. I don't know why that is. Just for the record, actually, technically, they're still actually prepping the ice over on Sheet B, because that was one of the games that went long. I mean, also, that's why we haven't actually started yet. They are actually rolling over on Sheet D.
All right, that's good. Rock and roll.
So,
yeah, as Alan mentioned, the games on Sheet C and D are the semifinals for the first event.
Which is the happy sunshine color.
Because, as he mentioned, that those teams are both going to a final tomorrow, be the A or the D event. We're not going to feature those games. The other thing is we mainly only feature Sheet B just because that's where the cameras are. And due to sort of fairness and competitive balance in a Bonspiel bracket, you try not to have teams play on the same sheet twice in a row, and since the winner of both of those games will be playing on Sheet B in their next game, their games are not on Sheet B right now.
very well said. Okay.
I mean, we're just filling time in the pregame show.
Yeah,
here.
exactly. But we will keep you up to date on those games as events warrant, and if anything really interesting happens and we have the opportunity, we have the capability to cut over there. We'll see what's going on. So anyhow, we welcome you to this draw, the, like we said, quarterfinals.
And first rock.
First rock is actually on its way. Hallelujah. Okay.
Time of the first pitch.
8:09. Only 9 minutes behind schedule. Not bad, really. Okay, that was yellow. That's Curl Me Maybe's lead, Amanda Zrianchev, and I apologize as I'm going to botch her name several times during the course of this game.
Yep.
So Ryan McGee.
Here's your red team. Lead, Ryan McGee. Second, Mark Nose.
Right.
Vice, Michael Nordquist. Skip, Jonathan Evercroft.
Yep. And we actually have both skips mic'd on this one, so turn those bad boys on. Actually, they were already on. Turn those bad boys on so we can hear what they've got going periodically. And for those of you joining along at home, we do have live commentary on this game. Feel free to pop your questions, comments, whatever in the chat box on the live stream.
Between lead stones, here's your names for currently maybe.
Yeah, just a bit. Yes, just a bit for line.
There we go.
And never mind.
So
back.
everything is up to date. Everything is correct now.
Check. Bring it then. Bring it.
Okay, and you may hear in the background some cheers and stuff, depending on how good our microphones are. They're actually giving out the raffle. They're giving out lots of cool stuff. I didn't get any tickets. I'm kind of upset. Oh, well. Curl Me Maybe is also, they're all sporting jackets from the Colgate's. They're the team, Colgate College Curling Club, which we discovered earlier is not actually from New York City, even though they technically curl out of the Brooklyn Curling Club. I don't quite get that, but what do I know? And Ryan McGee's stone looks like it's going through the house. No, actually, it stops the back eight. Okay.
That's technically the shot stone and is technically under a guard.
Yeah, so actually that's probably pretty much what they had in mind. So Rich Gray asking Brandon Tremino, with his first stone of the game.
Yes!
Number 818075.
Wait only, guys. Wait only, wait only. Yeah, line, yeah. Well, it's
never a good sign when it's wait only, line.
That's fine.
It's also usually never a good sign when your skip is making a line call, but sort of in an incredulously angry kind of way, like, well, yeah, guys, come on, sweep it.
Yeah. Mark knows first stone on its way. First stone, yes, first stone. He was asked to do a hit. Looks like he's going to do a hit. Not sure what's going to happen to the shooter. Rolls out. No, it doesn't roll out. Wow, I'm horrible at this judging all of a sudden. Rolls out here to the outer 12 in play. Red sitting 2.
What do you think? All right, let's do that.
Brandon Tremino throwing his second stone.
Back line, where are we? Yeah, it's looking good. It's coming down. Whoa, never.
I agree with Rich. It's looking good. It's
Coming down and looking good. And it's going to pretty much be frozen on the inside corner of the red stone. You know, honestly, of all the things he could have done with that stone, I'd say it was a good choice.
Shot, it's sort of frozen on there.
Exactly. Incidentally, for those of you who may be paying a lot of attention to the web stream and noticing that over on sheet A, it appears that they've already hung blanks in the first end and second end. It's actually not true. The ice crew, when they cleared the scoreboards, didn't see those two and clear them up. That game's in the first end, honestly. We promise. Mark goes second stone. He's being asked to do something about that yellow frozen to that red. And that's about all he could do, really.
Yeah, I mean, he could have hit the other side and maybe gotten the red yellow to roll off a little more, but he did unlock it, it's exposed, and there's nothing holding it anymore, so that's certainly not bad this early in the end.
Exactly, and we're throwing our first Vice stone. Alex Boyce, the Vice from currently maybe Potomac, Brooklyn, Colgate.
Whoa, we gotta come off this guard.
See that a lot here at the Cherry Blossom. A lot of ex-Potomac members or Potomac members getting out-of-town friends, and so we see a lot of teams with one Potomac member and 3 from somewhere else.
Right. Well, there is a strategic reason for that because the Potomac Curling Club only limits to, they only have 6 pure Potomac teams allowed in the draw, and and those spots fill up. They open up registration at 12:01. If you're not in by 12:10, you're SOL. Yeah, they did first come first serve this year. They didn't do it. They didn't do a draw.
Well, they were going to, but they didn't get the 6 entries. So they didn't
it actually took a little long. But the other 26 slots are open to teams from anywhere, and
a lot of out-of-town players using their Potomac friends as the in to get their entries in faster.
Yeah, exactly.
Finding out when it's going to go up on the website.
Because this team does, this tournament does, this is our feature event of the year, and it fills up very quickly. So, honestly, if you want to play in next year's Cherry Blossom, I suggest getting your team together now.
It's got to come back.
Registration will probably open up in December.
Okay, if you need to.
Speaking of, if you'd like to come out here in November instead, we have the Embassy Row Bonspiel, South Korea style. Korea barbecue, J-pop, kimchi, you name it, we're going to have it. That's going to be our 3rd annual Embassy Road Bonspiel. Following up on, we did Germany this past year, and before that we did Italy.
We had Spiel Italia and then Stein Spiel.
Yep, and this is good.
I'm not sure if we'll have a special name for...
Probably. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I'm kind of scared to ask. Soul Spiel, probably.
Oh, yeah, that works.
It does work, doesn't it?
Easy to pronounce for everybody who has to learn it.
And registration for that will probably open up sometime in late July or early August. That'll be a 24-team open entry draw. Open format teams, so start thinking about your teams now. It's a good opportunity to get a spiel in early in the year. And possibly new stones. No promises because it's not official yet, but I've heard rumor that they're working on it.
Yeah, the Potomac Board of Directors is definitely working on it.
Yeah.
We haven't actually received quotes from Canada.
8 foot would be good.
Trying to get them.
Right.
We have heard that there is a long waiting list.
Deeper is fine.
In the teams of clubs trying to get sets of rocks at the same time. But
we're going through.
The tentative hopeful schedule is that yes, we'll get the order in very soon and have them
maybe we should go
no, it's before the start of next.
What was Boyce's?
That would be awesome. Particularly because also on the calendar next year we're also hosting the GNCC Regional Juniors Playdowns over the Christmas vacation. So if you happen to have a junior team, you might want to consider bringing them over here too.
Well, it's got to move more.
All right, so now I can actually, since I can hear myself think, I can actually pay a little bit more attention to the game. They were announcing, while they were announcing the raffle results, it was kind of very loud in here.
Right there.
So did they really turn that so I can't see it over?
Getting that port. I got down there and I'm like, it's so open. You know? They're going on through that port to the yellow. It's wide open. I got down there and I was like,
good enough.
Do we do that?
All right, so the situation right now, we have one Yellowstone from Curl Me Maybe in the back 8. It's
not like in the right.
Not really covered. There's a path to it. I believe there's also a red stone. Yep, there's a red stone in the edge 12. That could play an important role later. The red team does actually have the hammer here. And they're bringing this in. Looks like they got the contact. They do have the contact. Slight roll to the inside. Not a bad stone from the Tres Amigos skip, Jonathan Havercroft. Currently lying, I'm pretty sure, 2.
We're gonna give him 2 here. Gotta go through the same thing. Same hole.
Looks like 2 to me.
Yeah.
That's
bad gear breath, man.
So Rich Gray from the
I think it was good weight.
Colgate varsity curling
we're
team.
hitting.
At least I'm going to call them the varsity curling team. They may or may not actually be varsity. I don't care. Is going to try to follow through that same port and get that same hit.
It.
I believe.
I'm hitting that red.
That's what he says he's doing. Releases his stone. Fairly up weight. I don't know that this is going to curl enough to make the port. Yes, it is. Okay. It's good. He's got the port. It's going to get the hit to be able to stay. He's got the hit. How far is it going to roll?
It's going to roll left. It's going to stay back 8, but it's going to be exposed.
It's a little unfortunate.
It is exposed on the outside. It rolled, yeah, he's saying it's a little unfortunate. Well, the reason they rolled that far is because he threw it probably a little harder than he really needed to.
It's a different line. Maybe they'd have to do something weird.
That's okay.
I'm surprised that
I mean,
Wreck.
Red has a shot for 2,
but
but it's not the easiest shot. I mean, he just needs a nose hit.
well, it would have been awesome if it came over his hair more and we ended up
Widest
right on the
ports.
guards.
Not a tight port, but it's
There's plenty of room.
It's plenty of room, but
Yeah, this
holds in a
there's
2.
a- there's a-
they have to throw a different path.
it wouldn't. It's not a hard shot to miss. It's not
Right.
a hard one to
No.
make, but it's not a hard one.
especially here in the first end. So Jonathan Havercroft's stone is on the way. Marco and Ryan McGee, his front end, are trailing it. They're not actually putting a broom to it. He's got the contact. He's got a nose. It's a nose. It's a, well, no, actually it does roll the outside,
Rolls,
but
doesn't
not out of
fall
play.
off the house.
So he takes his 2 to go up 2-0 over the Curl Me Maybe team here after one end. All the other games are still in the first end, so we have no actual score updates to give you. We're also not sure who on what team is playing what color yet, so this could be a slow process. Okay, we know Team Shirk is yellow.
On C, Team Chin is throwing the red rocks. I see Eva in the hack with a red rock.
Okay,
So that makes Team Anderson yellow.
right, and I'm assuming since Chin's throwing the first stone, they must have stolen one, because
Yeah, the scoreboard says they started with the hammer.
no, yellow had the hammer,
Well, right, yeah.
so they must have stolen
They
one.
must have stolen one. And
Noble is red on D. Okay. Sorry about that while we were getting that bookkeeping dealt with. So, and yep, we know that the reigning Cherry Blossom champs from Potomac stole at least one in that first end. They might have stolen more. We don't know for sure. They haven't posted a score yet. So meanwhile, the first stone in this game, Tres Amigos threw a back to the back of the 12-foot. Amanda's Ranchev was asked by Rich Gray to put up the stereotypical corner guard, which didn't actually, they actually drove a little deep. So Jonathan Havercroft is asking Ryan McGee with his second stone to hit that. And in a perfect world, he would also like to roll over such that he's in front of that shot stone. I don't think he's quite as concerned about that. Looking at this, he's outside the yellow. He's got the hit. Is he gonna? Just barely. Yeah, his shooter went out of play, and he got very lucky that the yellow stone that they took out didn't tap his red out on the way by. Didn't happen. Make it very close.
Make sure, guys, make sure, T.
So we are throwing Brandon Torino's, nope, I'm sorry, Amanda's Ranchev's second stone of the end. It is in the house, pretty much on the tee, maybe even slightly behind the tee.
I think I heard Rich say, make sure it's tees. Yeah, it's pretty much right behind.
Yeah. Seems like a peculiar choice, but I'm sure he had something in mind. I'm not sure what.
Well, after that rock, the other team can take it out anyway. So may as well just go ahead and put it in the house.
All right. This would be Mark Yo's first stone of the end. He
Curling off of it a good bit.
Missed. Flashed it. Flashed it through. And so now as a result, Rich Gray gets to go on the offense. He's asking Brandon Tremino to throw.
Come here.
To split the house. He originally looked like he was going to look for a scoring guard, but nope, he has chosen to split the house, which is the correct strategy. Absolutely the correct strategy.
Yeah, you split the house, and you, even if the other team makes all their shots for the rest of the end, you're pretty much set up for your 2.
As long as you make all your
Make sure it's in. Make sure it's in. Gotta be in, guys. That's good.
Looks to be similar weight.
The front end appears pretty convinced that it's in. I'm not sure I agree. It seems like it's decelerating awfully quickly. Okay, it's in. It's
in, but I don't know
top
if
12.
Good throw.
That's okay. It would be an 8-foot crosshouse double. That's I mean, that shot happens at this level, but by accident. I don't know. Have you ever seen anybody at this club actually throw that deliberately?
No.
And make it? So Mark Yo's second shot is being asked to hit and remove the one that he shot at with his first stone, but missed. Looks like this time he's got the contact, and stone rolled into the inside. So red currently sitting shot, but completely exposed, not open at all, or not protected at all.
No, but that does sort of make Rich Gray bring the yellow stones closer to the center than they were.
Well, other than the fact that he is calling for a hit and roll to the outside, which is the right decision.
Well, he does want this to roll to the outside, but...
okay, so...
it's definitely not, even if he rolls outside.
Right. Vinay asked what the score on sheet D is. They actually just finished the first end. So,
Stay close,
the red team from Noble had the hammer, took 1. So Team Noble from Ardsley is ahead of Sleeping Beauty and the Beasts 1-0. Over on sheet C and the other AFN semifinal. Remember how I said earlier Richard Chin's team must have stolen 1? Well, by 1 I mean 4. So either they actually had the hammer and they just didn't update the scoreboard. Excuse me. Or they actually stole 4. I'm not sure which. But they're up 4-0 over Team Anderson in that AFN semifinal. And we have on sheet A, Team Shirk with the hammer took 1 over the Can-Am Curlers.
So the last shot, Rich Gray his team did make the takeout, but rolled out of play, and then it was answered with the takeout on their remaining stone. So what went from a nicely split house is now no more yellow rocks in play.
Unfortunate. It does happen. And now we are on the fifth stones at the end. That means the Vices are throwing.
How deep?
Alex Boyce throwing his first.
Yeah, guys, yeah, right to this one, right to this.
He's looking to freeze to that back 12-foot stone.
Whoa.
It's going to be close.
It's overcurling. It's going to have close weight, but it has curled off the rock.
Yeah, it's exposed. So Michael Nordquist, the Trey Mikos Vice, is going to be asked to pick that out. I'm sure he also wants to, Jonathan Havercroft would like the shooter to stick around just to add a little bit of complexity to the situation.
Yeah, it definitely puts a lot of pressure on Team Gray.
Stay close.
Yeah.
Only maybe.
Yeah.
This might be set up for a jam. No, just skates it. Just barely skated it past. All right, so Rich Gray is asking Alex Boyce with his second stone to take out that red stone in the 4-foot.
Whoa.
This feels like it was pushed outside and it hit weight. Shots aren't coming back today. I don't think it's going to get that top one. It might get the back one. It does going to get the back one. The back one's out. But That's a miss, really, by any actual measure.
Yeah, there was a stone that wasn't really counting. I mean, it was only because all the rocks were red. Didn't improve the situation at all for Team Yellow.
All right.
Interesting. I didn't notice that Michael Nordquist, the vice from Tes Amigos, is slides old school with a wrapped up corn broom as he does his delivery.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking, but yeah, I do.
West, mid-8, more.
See a little bit of that. I think it's Sam Sparks from CCDA. Does the same thing.
Yeah, like on Mano's first shot, we gotta be. I told you to sweep. I should have just like let's wait on it, but like. Well, it's gotta be.
All right, Michael Nordquist throwing his.
Not a guard, there's no way.
I'm sorry, Jonathan Havercraft throwing his first skip stone. Just kind of looking to put something in the house.
Just looking to pile more rocks in at this point.
Yeah. He wouldn't mind freezing to his stone in the back of the forefoot as long as it was a perfect freeze so that it didn't get out.
Wow, sorry.
Flash is past. Rich Gray puts the broom to it and gets it out. Okay, that was probably the miss he was hoping for. Well, what Rich could do is Rich could freeze to that stone in the back of the forefoot.
A little warm.
Although that's inviting a counter freeze.
Yeah, the freeze gives him the chance for two.
Okay, hit. We're trying to roll.
There's really not too much else that gives him the shot for a two. Gotta hit it first. Other than maybe
if he manages to do it, which is what he's called. He's called for a hit and roll under the guard. Whether he gets that or not yet is to be seen, but that's what he's called.
I mean, if he at least takes out the red, he's that much less likely to give up the steal.
Yeah, odds are good that the shots he's going to have an open draw from one of the two turns for his one. Doesn't really want it, but that may be what he has to. That may be what he's having to live with.
And in the second end, it's early enough that if you go down 1 point,
yeah, you just need to get two.
Hard.
Although he's got his brooms on it pretty tight, they might have missed this shot.
Flash to take out.
That is a flash. Yep. I think if the sweepers had stayed on that the whole way, they might have got there.
They might have had enough of it to move it.
Yeah.
Terrible.
They didn't miss by a lot.
All right.
No, that's terrible.
But
a bit slower though.
Yeah, not the front end's fault. Skip through the shot poorly.
That was super narrow.
And you can see he's saying it to himself.
Yeah.
Super narrow.
Yes.
So Jonathan Havercraft. Probably, if I was him, I'd put a stone up on the center line, up in the upper forefoot, and basically say, okay, what are you gonna do, boss?
That's on.
He's not going to get to the center. He is up in the upper forefoot.
Well,
if we draw here, I think we're fine, right?
A pocket to draw into.
Yeah, and
right? If we draw here, if we have the backing, we're scoring. Okay.
So, yep, he's correctly analyzed the situation. He's going to draw to the back.
Yeah, like there.
Terrible. Forced into the one.
Expecting about three-ish feet of curl. That feels about right, I think, for this ice.
To the button. What do you think?
Yeah, to the button sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's even if it's top four,
realistically,
it's like it's in curl, right?
I think it's a good choice.
Wait, what's
the only choice he has, really.
Yeah, I mean, when you're throwing the hammer, that's often your shot.
Yeah. Well, he's not throwing the. Oh yeah, he is. Never mind. So, looking for a button draw. He has backing. He also has an over curl backing. So, as long as he doesn't under curl by throwing too heavy, he's got no real issues here. As long as the stone gets there. His sweepers thought about it for a second. He called them off.
It's going.
I'm feeling pretty good about this if it comes over just a little bit more. Yep, that's basically exactly what he asked for.
It hangs on just enough to be fully in the forefoot.
Yep, so
just
that's
to
a
beat
one.
That other red, that's going to be one yellow.
Takes his one.
Perilously close to spilling out just a little bit.
Yes, it was.
But you threw the shot he needed. Got a point.
What?
Yep.
You got it?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. So we have the update On
I knew if we
sheet
came right
C,
to it, I don't know.
Yeah, you were right.
Richard Chin is taking advantage of his 4 in the first end and choosing to play the open, not get rid of everything game. And Team Anderson basically said, I got no choice, so that end got blanked. So they're moving on to the third end over there on sheet C as well. Our games on A are...
Never them. Never them.
Yeah, our games on A and D are still working their way through the second end. So we don't have any updates there yet.
Check, baby, check. Sit. That's good. Good throw.
That's a nice center guard. Is it?
I don't know, I can't see it. Okay, yeah, it's a 3. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's in the house.
T-line. T. T. Yeah. It's a T, yeah?
That's a lot more than T.
That redstone is... No, it's on the T. Over there in the 8 foot.
Yeah, back T.
Back T, yeah.
I switched you, Amanda.
Amanda's Ranchev throwing her next stone, second stone of the end.
Line's good.
Being asked to draw behind, he wouldn't mind a tap up. It would accomplish the
Yeah,
same
guys,
goal.
it looks pretty light. Okay,
He's saying he believes
Leave
she
like a
threw
2,
it
it's
light,
fine.
and he's right. It is
That's
light.
fine.
So he's making lemonade out of the lemon and turning it into a second center line guard.
Yeah, that's another sort of the other common non-hammer strategy. Is the high and low guard. It's not what he wanted to do there, but it is a perfectly reasonable way to start.
Guard's fine.
So Ryan McGee was planning on putting a guard up in front of his red. It has over-curled dramatically. It is just barely past the hog. And, I mean, it's guarding the 12-foot, but the stone that he was trying to guard is in the 8-foot, so
Yeah,
that's
if
fine.
Curly maybe now can get this hit and roll, they'll be in pretty good
They'd be
position
set up well,
now
yes.
with the high and low center guard. And
Although, actually, they're not doing the hit and roll. They're just drawing in.
That's unusual, but not bad. Actually, the rock that the hit is kind of deep. The draw might be
Just
the better
wait.
play.
Yeah.
Wait only.
If you throw the straight draw,
Yeah,
you
it's
can get
real
top
high.
8, top 4. But
And that's actually, this feels heavy for
don't
that.
think they've thrown top
This
8,
feels
top
at least
4.
T, probably more like back 8 to back 12. And once the opposing skip puts the broom on it, back 12. Well hidden. Behind both guards.
Yeah, good line. It's behind the guards.
But back 12, it's not even shot because of that other red stone.
And now Red is going to start taking care of these guards. But it does show the merits of the high guard, low guard strategy. If that draw were, say, top 4 T-line, and this wheel works, which it does, there's another guard still up.
Exactly. So now he could go, he can choose to go for the hit at this point if he wants to, and he wants to. Don't really
you're
want
basically in the same spot you just were, where you have
No.
the hit and you have the draw. You don't have the double guard anymore, but you still have a tight center guard.
Yeah, and actually, since he's looking for the hit and roll behind cover, it wouldn't be a guard; it would be a scoring guard. There'd be 2 stones behind, in front of that stone to the back 12. He's got his sweepers working on it hard because it's going to be nose at best.
Good throw.
Nose actually with an outside roll. It actually buried behind that high red guard. It's not really buried because of the width of the angle.
Yeah, and the
But
depth
it is,
of the guard, the height.
it is a little bit behind. Tres Amigos is in a situation where they're drawing in.
Normal hit weight. Take shot, Mark.
Red team throws a very nice takeout around the guard.
Gotta hit it.
Moves the Yellowstone from behind the red guard. Gets a roll, doesn't roll to the center, or kind of over rolls and exposes on the other side.
Hold on, let's go this way.
Rich Greg calling the takeout now on that new red stone.
Yes!
This is on the way. It appears to have been inside all the way.
Stay with the stone, guys.
Yeah, that stone was just narrow all the way. Over here. Feels the tight center guard. Get the yellow team head up.
Top four. Make sure it's here. Line's good. Make sure it's here. Lots of room, lots of room. Yeah, go. T, yeah. Hard.
Red answers back with a draw right to straddle the tee line. Flying 2 stones now.
Yes!
Yellow wastes no time, immediately goes on the attack.
Hard!
Makes some contact. Jams in the back though. The shooter rolls out. The red stone stays in play and stays just biting a piece of the house. So unfortunate, sort of, I guess it's a miss. Yeah, I was gonna say a half-made shot, but the red didn't go out. So they didn't even really get a half make. Red's still lying 2.
Okay, lots of room. By the guard, so wait only.
Yes. Yes, line. Whoa, wait a second. Yes.
Are we on it?
Yes.
Jones for the draw, wants to sit 3. They're heavy and they jam on that stone that was biting the back, so they take out their own stone.
I gave it to you before right there.
Yeah, but
I know, I understand. I'm just trying to think about like where it could be. We got to touch the stone. Hit it. Stick around.
good nose to corners. Yeah, I like the Richard. I like the tap.
Just a touch more, boys. Yeah.
Either one is good.
Yeah. Red throw like back 8.
Okay.
Back 4, back 8. Yep.
It's a bit fast tonight, eh?
You like the out turn?
Yes.
It's nice and straight.
Hard.
Whoa.
Rich has the takeout. Sticks right on the spot. He's sitting 1. There's no guards to speak of. There's the head guard.
Yeah.
It's wide on the left.
Stick around.
Just hit. Nothing under it.
Otherwise, they have a chance to kind of go way under that corner guard.
For this first skip stone, he's got 1 in the house. If he can get a little lucky here, he'll be able to get a piece. Actually, no, Red has the hammer this end. So, and is this the hammer? No. So, just making the other skip make a shot here.
Yeah, Red does have the hammer this end, Thomas.
Yeah, not as much as your first.
I overcorrected.
Almost like a foul.
Red answers the hit with another hit. Right on the nose, no
Same
roll.
thing.
And Rich Gray has already said the same thing. The broom is down.
Okay, same thing.
You get to hear that a lot from a skip. Nice shot, take it out. With a slightly off nose hit, they roll, and it looks like they have rolled out of the house, but it really doesn't matter.
Yep.
Well, I guess it would matter if that was not
That's fine.
in. If that was
Pretty straight there.
Red would
I mean,
have
they
to
put it like right on the
feel
stone.
it's blank.
It is I'm virtually certain it's out, but they're treating it as though it's in. They're using it for a nose hit to stick and take his one and move on.
I guess up one, taking one is fine. It is way out on the edge to try to ticket for the blank. And if you gamble and it's not, it is actually in, you could give up the steal if you just threw it through or something.
Yeah, go! Hey!
Definitely don't hate going after this. Well, he's definitely going to take his one because he's rolled very deep into the house off the hit.
Heads up.
And judging by the skip's reaction there, Jonathan actually was hoping to roll the shooter out and blank the end. He was looking a little more despondent after that shot than he should have been for a hit to take one. So after three, the score is 3-1 in favor of Tres Amigos.
Joey, rings or not?
Never done. No, that's gonna be like right here. Cool.
So both opening stones there, not exactly what either team was looking for.
Yeah.
Red, presumably looking for a centerline guard, gets a pretty wide corner guard. And then yellow looking for a corner guard gets a draw down to the T line and actually over the T line.
Good shot. Good swing, guys.
Red makes a pretty close nose hit there. Rolls a little bit but stays in the wing there. Corner guard not up, so Rich Gray looking for the freeze, I think.
Oh yeah, guys, yeah. Hard to it. If you can get it there, it's great.
All right, Rich Gray asking for the freeze, R2 on that redstone that was just thrown.
They're going to get this really close.
They're trying hard. They're working hard at it. They're working hard
Not
at
bad,
it. I don't
not
know.
bad.
That's about a foot
Pretty
short.
good throw.
That's a pretty nice carry. It's not frozen on, but it's in line enough and close enough that while it's easy to be, it can be removed off the top. There's a good chance of a jam.
That's right.
Try it again, Brandon.
All right, so meanwhile, over in other sheets, most of these games are in the third end. Over on sheet D, we're tied at 1 between Noble and the Sweeping Beauty and the Beasts. Sheet C, Richard Chen currently up 4-0 after 2. A lot of stones in play. I'm not sure what the actual scoring result is.
Through.
And on sheet D, after 2, the Can-Am curlers have 2, and George Shirk's Team Shirk has 1. So that's the situation over there on the other games.
Do that. Okay.
And here, Tres Amigos is deciding what to do with Mark No's second stone, the 4th stone at the end. I believe they're just kind of trying behind their guard.
T-line. Lots of room. How's the weight?
They're in the house. They will be behind the tee or on the tee. Yep. Behind the tee, back 8.
All right, no worries.
Pretty open though, so Rich Gray asking for Alex Boyce to just kind of cozy up to it.
It's good. It's got to stick around. I gave him too much ice. I just know it already.
Rich Gray doubting his line call. And actually the weight was heavy too. So that stone kind of goes to the back 12. It's probably second shot at the moment. Yeah, it's definitely second shot at the moment. But it did not freeze onto stone as intended.
You either hit it or you just drop one here. What do you feel more comfortable doing? Okay. I like this better if we get it here.
Jonathan Havercroft deciding what to do. He's basically looks like he's looking for a scoring guard in front of his current shot stone.
Top 8, lots of room. Lots of room. Are we on back one? Go! Okay, still got room. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's fine.
Seems to be like he went a little deeper than he intended. Tapped the Yellowstone back. Red might be lying 3 now. I don't know. Hard to say. He's certainly lying 2. And Rich Gray asking Alex Boyce to cozy back up to that red in the back 4 again, or actually back 8.
Gotta be a 4-foot, guys.
Probably got the weight. It needs to bend. Here comes the bend. But I think it's going to be a little too late on the bend.
Yeah, good throw, boys. Too much ice again.
Well,
not
but it is shot. And it's pretty well locked, so I think a hit would actually probably move the red stone also.
Same way you threw, basically.
So Jonathan Havercroft asking Michael Nordquist to just kind of come in front of it. This is basically playing a pretty straightforward tactical front, in the house end, really. Nothing overly dramatic. All right, sheet D, one of the A event semifinals. The third end was blanked, leaving that battle between Noble and Sleeping Beauties of the Beast tied at 1.
Let's go.
In the fourth end.
Right to it. Right to it. That's good. That's good. good, man.
Okay.
I think we can chip that out.
All right, Rich Gray asking his vice, Alex Boyce, to do a chip out.
Let's go this way, like hack weight.
He's calling for the hack weight hit.
Yes! Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my God, we got caught right in the middle. Sorry, guys. That's not bad.
Okay, that shot didn't quite get over as far as he wanted to. It did take out the back of the two reds. So yellow now has two behind the red that's up, just nuzzling on the button. Jonathan Havercroft looking with his first stone to figure out what to do.
In the end, I got caught between.
It's okay to show like a quarter of this because it'll jam there. We got to be like just that side of center.
You hear us letting Jonathan Havercroft discuss the strategy. He's looking to put up a guard.
Guard it. Center line, just like a little bit. They didn't even want to show them a bit on the right-hand side because there's a bit of a jam possibility that way.
So he's looking to just
pick us off the other way, then we can just double the back too.
You ready, or you want to eat? Okay. So he's going for his guard here. Jonathan Havercroft with his first stone to the end. Rich Gray has the hammer. And at the moment, he's in a situation where if he can get the chip out that he wants to get, he could be sitting with a lot. Which is why Jonathan's looking for the guard. He's got to get this stone across the center line. I'm not sure it's coming over across the center line. It's starting to, yeah, okay, that's going to do the job. That's a nice guard, actually. That guard is probably, that makes the chip out pretty hard for Rich Gray to pull off. Not impossible, maybe, but pretty hard.
Which one do I hit? This one? Flop in?
See if you can give me a more open look. Yeah, that's about as perfect of a guard as you can get. I'm just trying to think what's a better plan. Yeah, I like this one.
Rich Gray kind of doubting himself a little bit, but ultimately determining
we're gonna peel it.
That the peel is the correct shot. He's probably right because the nose hit would run the risk of dragging that red back on, popping his yellows out, leaving red sit in a bunch. And it's going to be really, I mean, nose hits really, so it's, the peel as the guard is the correct call. And he's just got to hope that Jonathan doesn't throw as good of a guard with his final stone. First, Rich has to make this hit. Stone's on the way. Sweepers aren't touching it.
Yeah, okay.
Looks like a pretty solid guard. Yep, it's a stereo. It's a, ooh, and bonus in that it taps a red stone that, and it wasn't really in the question for scoring anyhow, but it could have been if later on it got tapped out, so it's not scoring anymore. So Jonathan Havercroft knew immediately to call the guard again. I mean, he didn't even stand there and wait to discuss it with his skip, or his vice rather. Everybody knew guard. They just went straight to it. He's already down in the hack, preparing to throw. He's calling for the same ice as the last shot, which makes perfect sense because it was a perfect shot last time. So if he duplicates that, then Rich Gray's going to be in a world of hurt. Sweepers got on it a little bit earlier than last time. It's got a lot of movement it's still got to do. I don't think this, no, it doesn't. It doesn't even get too well. Okay, it's touching the center line, but it's not touching it enough to make a difference. So
I mean, if we spill, we spill. We get 2.
As you can see, Rich is trying to chip it out, and he would like to stick in the 8-foot.
Well, we're down. We have an open shot at it.
Because if he sticks in the 8-foot, he takes his 3, which would be awesome. A nose and a spill, he probably gets 2 out of it. There's actually a possibility of shenanigans that could get him 4, but it would be very shenanigan-y. He's not aiming for that at all. If it happens, it happens. But he's not shooting for it. Basically, he's just looking to chip this out, like to keep a shooter around to get his 3. Stone's on the way. Sweepers jumped on it pretty quick, and then they got pulled off, so it's one of those yes, no situations that usually means it's close. It's getting there, and got the hit. Is it gonna stick? I believe it did. Ooh, maybe not. Hard to say. He certainly got his 2. They're looking closely. There's a nod. I think that's a nod of 3. I believe Rich Gray managed to get there just enough to stick and get his 3 to put himself up 4-3 after 4 ends. It's not confirmed until it's hung on the scoreboard, but I'm pretty sure that based on what I saw, that's the result.
You live in London now. Yeah. You grew up in Canada. Whereabouts?
All the other games are still working their way through the 4th end. We'll update you as soon as they have those scores.
Just a 2. Just a 2. Yes, fine. Oh, where is it? It's gotta be old.
And that's a hog stone. Didn't quite get to the center, or didn't quite get past the hog. So Jonathan Hevercraft, Trey's Amigos, asking for a corner guard from his lead, Ryan McGee. And yep, they did in fact hang the 3s. The score is 4-3. Crowley maybe, Colgate varsity curling team, ahead of Trey's Amigos.
Sorry.
Rich Gray's second stone on the way, looking to hit the shot that Ryan McGee just left in the house. He's got the hit. There's got to be some roll to the outside, but I think it sticks. Yes, it did.
It was my shooter that stuck on. I thought it was.
And now Ryan McGee's throwing his second stone to hit that one. This one's turning into a hit trade end until somebody does something weird like roll out of play, which this one might. It's actually got the outside portion of the stone. Nope, it sticks in over the edge of the 12. Partially out, but all it needs to be is partially in, and it's in. So Brandon Tomino being asked to hit it. Brandon needs to come over a little bit more. This might be a flash. He's hanging his head as though it is, and yep, it's a flash past. So now Trey's Amigos, they gotta choose to split house or they're gonna choose to play guard games.
The guard? Yeah.
Guard games. They're playing guard games. They're not splitting. That's a little unexpected. Mark knows stone on the way. His first stone of the end. Being asked to throw up a guard. This looks pretty guard weightish to me. Sweepers certainly aren't touching it. Might be a little deep for a guard. Might come into a free. No, it's a very nice guard. About 4 feet in front of that object stone.
I don't know. I mean, you want to try to just rip it off?
Pretty good.
Or go after it?
We are now outside the free guard zone, so as you can hear, Rich considering just peeling it out,
see if we can get one behind,
or possibly playing in the center.
Okay. Go after this, and for narrow, we'll peel that.
Go, hard, go!
Okay.
Hard, go!
You like hitting the yellow one?
Interesting choice, choosing to go after the one in the back rather than taking out the guard. I mean, it is over half exposed, but out here on the edge of the sheet, that might be a dangerous choice.
Yep.
Sweepers are on it almost immediately, and I did say he had the B choice if they were narrow, they would take the guard. Pretty sure they are narrow, pretty sure they are taking the guard. Question is, are they going to get the one in the back also? No. And actually, their shooter rolled to replace the guard, basically. Now it's theirs instead of the other team's, so that's got its benefits. But
the guard back, so. It's strategic.
So Mark knows, second stone getting ready to go. Is on its way.
Whoa! Okay, yes! Guard! Hard line! Hard line! Hard line!
They're going to basically put up another guard. Not really sure they got what they need there.
I just want to do the same thing. I don't really know.
Where we going?
We can't run it, right?
I mean, you can. There's like a double there if you run it, but
Let's try it.
let's try running.
Run our yellow.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Kind of want to get a stone in here. Let's do this.
I'm with Rich. There's a lot of stuff you can do to take out some of those reds, but that red isn't really a threat over where it is.
Not much of one now. So he's looking to draw behind the cover.
Whoa.
He's got to come off the center line before it's going to start cutting.
Hard line. All the way, guys.
It's coming. I don't think it's going to get all the way behind the cover. Is it going to make the house? It
I think it could have, but because it wasn't going to bury, they just left it
did.
up there.
Yeah, so it's just a corner guard.
Because I think they could have dragged that another foot or two. But
Probably. It looks like it's only about a foot short. So fortunately, what that does is that provides a guard for Havercroft to ask Michael Nordquist to hide behind.
Yellow line! Whoa! We're on the guard. All over it.
oh, the guard might get a little help.
And they're guarding the guard. Slight tap up, but not enough of a tap to make the house. So now we're going to try Alex Boyce to get a stone behind.
Just wait. It's coming back,
Here comes the bend. Is it going to come enough to get behind the cover? And is it going to be slow enough to stick around in the house? It's definitely in the house. It's behind the cover. It's just behind the tee. It's a nice stone. That's a pretty stone.
Yeah, that's definitely probably 75–80% of what he's looking for. It's probably still maybe a third exposed to half exposed.
Yeah.
But it's good weight. It's pretty good line.
and it is
Sorry.
partially buried. And his hit attempt, he's inside the line already. I can tell he's going to hit something up front guard-wise. So it's going to end up what happens after the pinball.
Might have 2 yellows.
And I think it's gonna, it sticks around. So we now have 2 yellows in the house. And that second one actually is behind that cover. Now, the shot stone is not covered at all right now.
No idea.
But
I'll give myself a little bit more.
that's fixable. And that's what Rich is looking to do.
John's guard?
He does not have the
That's his
hammer this
guard.
end. So he's like, why not guard? Or his vice is offering the option, why not go to the side?
Here they're in. Let's just guard, and then if they come in, we'll figure it out. We'll follow them down. No, I want to just cover that totally. Let me see from that angle. I don't know. I'm kind of.
A lot of strategic thinking going on here.
Yeah, I go like there. We're gonna guard it. Let's send a Boyce on the line. It's got to be like totally in front of it. So 2-3.
So we're waiting for some fourth end scores to get hung on the other sheets. All the games are in the fifth, but the teams haven't hung the scores, and we don't know. So we'll update you on those scores as soon as we get them. Rich discussing splits with his front end.
Looks like the line's just kind of hanging.
Get the roll,
here.
Brandon. You gotta
They might get a bounce to where
over.
they want it to be. Nope.
Sorry. Terrible.
Yeah, that did not guard. That's not guarding it well. Okay, it's an additional guard on what is currently the second shot stone. But the primary shot stone is pretty much wide open. So Jonathan Havercroft looking to just kind of hit that. And really the only question in his mind is where's he going with the shooter once it's hit? And the answer is he wants to hide behind the guard over on the other side of the center. All right, we got a fourth end score over on sheet A. The Can-Am Curlers hung a 3 against Team Shirk. So that score is 5-1 in the fifth end. Those are the only fourth end scores we
So I
have.
discussed this at work one day. It's not originally from Mean Girls. Like, I'm not gonna say it because I'm mic'd up.
Jonathan looking to
Something like that.
get the hits and roll. He's got his sweepers on it, primarily because he's concerned about actually just nosing. And that's kind of all he's going to do. Well, but he is going to roll, but he's not going to roll far enough.
Okay.
He's exposed, so Rich can basically, he'd like to nose it just outside, so he rolls over just enough to be out behind the
Hit and roll under their red.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hit and roll underneath the red. Be lying to force the one.
Straight.
His stone is not coming back at all. Is it a flat? No, he's got the hit. And it rolls. It nuzzles
might still be sitting
So
2.
He might still be sitting 2. It's hard to say. I think he's only sitting the 1. I think his yellow is too far out.
I wasn't really up
He
there.
is sitting the 1.
Didn't move it.
So, yeah,
He's drawing.
Jonathan not doing anything risky and stupid.
I don't think
He's just choosing to open up
No,
or drop to tie up the game. And Fred Meckler is wishing the Amigos teams
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
good luck from OKC, and one of the team members is from there, possibly 2. These guys are from English Curling, OKC, and Bucks County, kind of a combo team. Peculiarly, a combo team that does not involve any Potomac members. That's a little odd. But. And this draw is on way. Looks a little heavy, in my opinion.
That is right on through the house.
Although, yes, it is. That is right through the house. So yellow is definitely stealing 1. The open question is, are they stealing 2? And they kicked it pretty quickly, so a
Vice
decision
was
was
holding
made.
up fingers, but I could not see how many.
Huh?
Vice was holding up fingers, but I couldn't see how many.
We'll know here in a second. He's going to hang the number. Steal of 1, but that does make it a 5-3 game after 5. So Rich Gray has to like that outcome from that end. Has to like it a lot. Yeah, we still don't have fourth ends scores in either of our A event semifinals. You know, for teams that are playing in A event semifinals, and I know all of these teams, they're all good teams. They all play in a lot of high event finals. They should know better. They should hang scores. We have a public that wants to know.
It's got to move. I mean, it's got to be over at least, guys. So you can go now if you need to. Yeah, bring it as far as you can. As far back to center.
Amanda Zranchev's first stone
That's fine,
is
seriously.
a guard. Doesn't quite get to the center line, but it's an effective 4-foot guard. It's
Yeah,
all good.
considering how sort of disappointed the skip sounded as it was coming in.
Yeah, it's not.
It takes a nice dive at the end and ends
Yeah.
up in a reasonable spot.
Not a horrible stone. It's not your stereotypical center line guard, but it's a good stone.
It's reasonable. It's close
You
to
can
center.
use
It's
it.
good depth.
Yeah, it can be
If
used.
I was scoring it on a 4, I'd probably give it a 3.
I might give it a 2, but I'd be the Russian judge if I did it. It was exactly where it needed to be because that caused the
other guy wrecked on it. It
so
obviously
maybe I
worked.
would go back retroactively and go, on the other hand,
You see that a lot sometimes. You're like, well, that guard's not where I wanted it. It's wide open. And then the next shot wrecks on your guard. You're like, I guess it was right where it needed to be.
yeah, okay. So we have the fourth end score on sheet C. Richard Chin's reigning champions took a 1 with the hammer. They are now up 5-1 after 4 over Team Anderson. The team split between Potomac and the Broomstones. Just for the record, the people from the Broomstones used to be Potomac curlers. They all moved up there a couple of years ago. We still don't know what went on in the fourth end over on sheet D between Noble and the Cuties the Beasts. So if you're still watching Vinay, we will update you as soon as we have a score.
That's the comment from an hour ago.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, if she's still watching, we'll give you another update as soon as we know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, presumably they do still want to know what's going on in the game.
Yeah. And the sweepers drag that second Amigos stone into the house. Rich Gray asking Brandon to take the shot stone, which is over in the edge 8 on the left-hand side, well, right-hand side from the audience point of view.
Yes. Whoa, no.
Thought about it for a second, then changed his mind.
Just nose him.
He's on it. It's a nose, slight outside. That's fine. It is still shot, which is why Jonathan is asking Mark to hit it and probably wants to roll. Yeah, he'd like to roll in towards the butt.
Where is it? Whoa! Where is it? Yes. Line's good. Now it's breaking. Go hard. Yeah!
Got the sweepers on it immediately. Not sure if that's just fear about the outside of the sheet or concern about the line. The answer is it's concern about the line. He's got the hit. How much roll? Oh, he's got to roll clear out, though. So that gives Rich Gray an opportunity to hit. He's going to hit and try to roll in behind the two guards that he has up front. He's going to ask Brandon to do so more correctly.
Line's good. Line's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring it time.
Whoa. Yeah.
Sweepers were on it. He called them off, and then he changed his mind. He said he needed to be on it because he peeled. All he did was peeled his own guard. I'm not sure if his sweeper didn't accidentally tip that stone. Yeah, the sweeper, the stone kind of tipped. The stone took out the sweeper on the way by. They're not sure what may have happened to it, but
Looks like the opposing skip's just going to let it go.
yeah, probably not enough of a difference to make a difference.
Either that, or he doesn't mind where it ended up. And so
Right.
The penalty is you kicked it to where I wanted, so it stays there.
Where's the weight? Yeah, go hard, play a split. Go hard for the split. Hard! Hard line!
Jonathan's got his front end scrubbing hard on that. Got it in deep enough. It's currently shot. Rich Gray asking Alex to take it out. Feels like he pushed that a little bit wide on the release. I don't know.
Yes. Whoa.
And then it bit.
Come on, get the roll, Brandon. Roll on the yellow. Whoa, never mind. Good throw.
It actually works though. It's behind cover. It's in the top 8 behind the cover, and it's a double cover. So even peeling off that guard is not going to be easy. So that kind of changes the complexion of the end.
Want to draw? Open it up. That's the other option.
Michael Nordquist possibly being asked by Jonathan to blow the guards. Or possibly to draw in. They asked him to jump on it for the line immediately. I can see why, because here it comes. It's bending a lot. Is it going to get past the guard? It's bending a lot. I think no, it's not past. It ticks the guard and rolls over to the other side of the center line. And it doesn't even tick the guard hard enough to make the guard not be a guard. So Rich Gray trying to seize the advantage by hitting out that other red stone in play. He'd like to roll behind some cover.
Whoa.
Had the sweepers on it for just a second, but it was the tiniest of corrections.
Good throw.
Didn't quite get his inside of a roll as he wanted. Probably not in the house, judging from the overhead, but he might be. It's hard to say. Our camera is a little bit angled. The striking band could well be over. It's a call, tap promote.
How's weight? Stay close. Yeah, go down. Right here.
Oh, almost draw the
Right to
hole.
it. Go.
Got the hole part.
Okay. Sweet.
Didn't quite get there with enough
We either
weight
go here or
to
just tap it.
change it. So now Rich is
I tap it.
calling a tap
Yeah, this
promote on
nose,
his.
right here. It's like anywhere.
Not sure I agree with this. I might have guarded the line that Jonathan just threw that shot on the assumption he's going to play it again. I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
I don't mind mind this. I think if the play here is just tap that yellow back up
tap
to
our yellow
top
up.
4 or something here.
So just T-line, wait.
Then you're sitting 2.
What do you think?
Have sort of split the forefoot up a bit. And you've got enough cover sort of scattered around that there's not going to be any easy way to get them all
I'll just
out.
kind of wing it.
Okay, fair
What's
enough.
the worst that can happen, right?
Okay, over on sheet D, they finally hung the 4th end score. Hallelujah. It was a 1, so I believe that results in that score is 2-1. Noble is ahead of Sleeping Beauty and the Beasts, I believe. Yes, 2-1.
Yes, line, yes.
After 4.
Well, okay, well, just wait.
And he's got the line for the tap.
Good sweep, thank you.
And it's just past the tee. Actually, in fact, full back 8. Probably a little deeper than he wanted to go, but not horribly.
No, I think that's a pretty reasonable result.
And you got 3 options. It's a little wide, you can do that. If it's straight back that, if it double peels, it's not terrible. I at least have an open path for a draw with my last one.
Well, both of hits are pretty good. I didn't really notice anything.
But that's not going to get us anything. They're going to be shot in the back, and there's going to be a shit ton of junk. I'm not going to have a shot with my last one, right? This at least opens it up.
So that is the risk of miking the skips. Sometimes,
just squeak it past there, ideally.
Yeah.
It's 9:30 on Saturday night.
Yeah, I guess we're okay.
Welcome
I mean,
to
let's
Curl
take
DC
this.
after dark.
Just a little off nose. And if it over curls and you do that, it's not terrible, right? At least it opens it up.
Online content not rated by the DSR.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have the 15-second delay and filter on the skips mics. Maybe we should consider it. But
no, that's too
raise run backs the
Had
first
times when we needed it on the content.
yeah, well, true statement.
I think the thing is when it opens up. No, they're trying to run it right into the yellow. No, they're trying to run the yellow or run it off.
It's all right. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess there are no teenagers watching this particular show. Because honestly, the only ones who might be are the Clausens, and they're curling on sheet C, so they're busy. So
Left D.
So Jonathan Havercroft is going to hit his red guard at front of the house. He's hoping to do a promote. It's a little heavy for that, though. It's going to tick. We're going to have some raise and through the house.
Oh, if that would have rubbed that yellow on the way past, I would have thought that was a spectacular shot.
Yeah, but it didn't.
No, it didn't. So instead, it doesn't really help at all.
Instead, yeah. So basically, yep, and no question there. Rich Gray's going to immediately, both he and the Vice, when the Vice and the skip both put the broom down in the exact same spot almost immediately.
Top 12, yeah.
So the only question here is what's the line got to be to get there? He's
He's
looking to put a scoring guard in front of his current shot stone. Basically, he'd like to just nibble the 8 foot.
Top like 8, top 12 is ideal.
Just the slightest little nibble of 8 foot.
I think I almost want to go the other direction at this, but the positioning is fine. So, like where they want the rock to end up is fine. So, however they want to get there.
I mean, actually, curling in is good because if you come too deep or come too over, you're coming towards the center, which is good, as opposed to if you're going the other way, a miss is a worse miss.
Better than deep. Cannot be deeper than top 8.
Stone is on its way.
Get ready to drag it back, guys.
Sweepers aren't touching it.
Whoa, well, leave it high.
That's pretty much exactly what the doctor ordered. That's pretty much exactly what was called. They have just the tiniest nibble of the 8 foot.
Yeah, there's 3 rocks all counting, and they're all in 3 different directions. You can.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways you can get 2 out of 3, but unless you get 3 out of 3, you're not getting 2 points. Is the risk?
Exactly. So this is a force. Jonathan Havercroft is forced to try to get his 1, and
it's a tough force. Like
I'm not even 100% sure what he's from there. What's he doing?
Yeah.
We do what we had to do.
It seems like the shot would be draw around the left and just try to get to the edge of the
Yeah,
4-foot
unless
circle,
he's
but-
planning on drawing through the port, and that just happens to be the line.
Is it up? Okay, wait on it. Needs it for line, though.
Yeah,
They're asking for a line call. I think they may have.
Is it a raise?
I think they waited too long. They're not going to get to the raise. They're going to pop one of those guards up top. No, they're not. They're past it. And yes, it is a raise, but it's not going to. No, it's 2 yellow. Yellow steals 2. So their second consecutive steal, this time of 2, puts Curling Maybe, the Colgate curling team, up 7-3 after 6. All of our other games are still winding their way through the fifth. Actually, that's not true. The fifth end is over on sheet A, where the Can-Am curlers took a 2, stole 2, to be up 7-1 over Team Shirk. Both of our A event semifinals are in the fifth end at the moment. And kind of understandable here on sheet C, because I think all 16 stones are in play at the moment. So Jonathan Havercroft with just 2 ends to find 5 points. He does have the hammer though, so that's convenient. Is starting to be forced to play the outside guard game. Okay, sheet C has finished the fifth end, and Richard Chin put up a 2 to be up 7-1 after 5 ends. And for that matter, sheet D has finished their fifth end. Team Noble put up a 2 to be up 4-1 over Sleeping Beauty and the Beasts.
It's a little wide. How deep?
Amanda Zranchev's stone
Just leave it up, leave it up.
just gets past the guard,
Not bad.
comes into the house, back 4-ish, pretty exposed. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, that was actually, yeah, that was Amanda Zantrev's Curling Maybe's second stone, I'm sorry. Ryan McGee getting ready to throw his second stone. You okay? Huh? Ah. Yeah. Sprite though, please. Sorry, that was me placing a drink order. Sorry about that.
Another guard, another guard. That was a hack.
Sit it there.
So Brandon Tomino being asked to hit the Amigo stone.
Sit there. I'm just trying to figure out the best way not to totally screw it up.
Brandon Stone is on the way.
That was a little wide.
That's only Coke, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. That's what we need.
And he's looking to hit it on the inside, possibly roll to be a guard up in front of his own. That's basically exactly what's going to happen. Boom. That's precisely the desired shot.
I see that. Yeah, I'm off. Okay. I see the yellow stones in the same sort of 3-directional arrangement that they had them in last time.
Yeah, it's a powerful position. Yeah. It's
controlling
like
the
the
house pretty well, yeah.
It's like the triangle offense in basketball, only in curling. So.
Or I see it as what I was watching a lot of when it was going on, despite the fact that it was always on at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Was the Go match Lisa Dahl versus AlphaGo?
I didn't actually watch that. I read up on it on Yahoo after the fact, but
I don't really know much about Go, but I know that one of the big concepts you see a lot is, you know, live groups and live shapes and good shape and all that, and that's a good shape.
That's a good shape.
If you have your stones in that shape, they're alive, and
that's a problem right there. The red shot drawing right through the house. That's not what you need in the 6th end when you're down by a lot. 7th end, rather. You need even less than 7th end when you're down by a lot. But yeah, and actually, if I understand correctly, the computer basically won that series
4-1.
4-1. So Go has joined chess in the realm of things that humans.
The computers are better than us.
Yeah, and so it joins chess and Jeopardy and checkers. Strangely enough.
Well, checkers is a very small.
Oh yeah. Checkers. Yeah, checkers was solved years ago. And of course, the original game that was originally figured out by computers, tic-tac-toe, as immortalized by Matthew Broderick, a good 35 years ago now, which makes me feel old as hell.
35?
30-something. It was like 82, 83, right?
Oh, okay, I knew it was the 80s. Yeah.
I thought it's early 80s, if I recall correctly. I don't know. So there are 4 yellows in the house at the moment. Jonathan Havercroft just trying to kind of, he's in a mode where he's like, I just got to do something with something.
He just needs to get a rock in there.
Exactly.
Like, you don't want to be staring down a 4, even with the hammer.
Yeah, especially since, as I understand correctly, yellow has only thrown 4 stones.
And this just isn't helping. It's going to be outside of the 4 yellows.
It is, in fact, short of everything. So, yeah.
Boys, let's come this way.
And Rich correctly is just saying, chop that red out of there. I'm ahead by a bunch. My mission is
I thought he was just guarding.
My mission is get rid of red stones.
We deep?
He could just be guarding. You might be right.
Hey, yes, no,
I think he's just trying to guard the port so that red can't get that freeze in the middle.
Yep. Hard, guys. Hard. Okay, open up.
It overcurled a bit.
No, the port's closed.
It doesn't really hurt him at all.
The port's closed. You can't get there.
You can't come just left of center.
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose you could come this way. This one's not there.
Whereas I'm thinking of coming down and sitting sort of on the button on the back yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually that kind of looks like what he's got in mind. So Jonathan asking Michael Nordquist to thread the needle and put a stone on the button, running through the hole. So looking at the overhead, the hole's not really all that large. That's, yeah. Well, that actually does cut yellow down to 2 at the moment.
Which is sadly a big improvement.
Yeah.
I mean, this is fine too. Anywhere in here.
All of our other games are still working their way through the 6th end. We do have the fastest of the 3 games on the ice at the moment.
These guys,
they're curling with some steam.
Yeah, they're not, I mean, it's not a bad thing to be getting through the game quickly, like,
no,
at all.
Some of it, I suspect, probably is because the Curl Me Maybe team is actually a collegiate curling team.
And they're used to playing with the time clock.
They always play with the time clock in collegiate matches, apparently. Because that's all USCA owned and operated, basically, these days, the Curling Championship Series. It's a little formal. It's a little crazy. I don't know if they actually qualified for the Curling Nationals or not. I don't
remember which colleges qualified.
But I know they at least attempted. So they played several games with time clocks. So you learn to go. Don't waste time. That's really, truthfully, a good lesson for every curler. Don't waste time. Be ready when it's your team's time to throw. Don't question the skip unnecessarily. Just go. And that doesn't make the situation any better. Yellow is now probably sitting 3.
I mean, that's always good.
Huh?
Or just question your skip incessantly. That's always good. Because then they just learn to ignore you.
Yeah, there's that.
What was Boyce's last one? What was his guard? Do you know what his guard was?
Yeah, that looks like 3 yellow right now.
Yeah, that's exactly 3. It's certainly 2. The third one, that red one, might be counting. I don't think so, though.
It's a tenuous red stone away from being like a 6 yellow.
60, we're pretty wide.
5, but yeah.
Well, the one that removes the red would be the 6.
Yeah, good point. But I don't think that's what he's doing. I'm pretty sure he's not that greedy.
It's not at all worth the effort at this point.
No.
Or the risk, really. You push that red in the wrong place and you give up the point.
Exactly. So really it looks like he's just kind of trying to to take some tap-up action out of the game.
Yeah, finish it. Yes. Hard.
I want him to finish the stone.
Cuts off something.
Cuts off something? What? He cuts off something.
Yeah, the top
I mean, it covers the top of that pile.
Yeah.
If there was any plan to use that to do something, I don't know.
I mean, you can do either, right? But pretty thin, like a quarter rock there should catch over there.
What's Jonathan got in mind?
It sounds like he might be trying to shoot this port between the 2 high guards and roll in off of the yellow that's in the top 8.
I think it's easier this way because it might float a bit and we don't want to wreck on the guard. So let's try this turn here. Right there.
What's he got in mind?
He's going to shoot the gap.
There,
Yeah.
Which the 2 guards that seem to be there only just to make this shot shooting a gap instead of just a straight hit. Kind of like if you ever watch the PBA skills challenge, you see the guys throw under the chairs.
Yeah.
It's basically that. Those rocks are there just to add to the degree of difficulty.
Okay, hey, why not? Okay, so, and I guess he's assuming that he's going to tap one of those and roll in. Is he go for in-out? Is that in-off?
Yeah, he's going for the in-off off of the yellow that's in the top 8.
2 things to move or something.
Okay, so this is an out turn. Okay, I see what the shot is. And he's got a miserable that he's facing that right now. He's got his sweepers on at crazy hard, crazy fast. Looks like he's actually crossing the face or nosing it or something. He does take out 2, which is useful.
Out, which isn't bad.
But his yellow is still sitting 2. Good news, you made a double. Even better news, your shooter's in the house. Bad news, the opposition is still sitting 2.
You were against 4. You took out 2 of them. Hey, that is a 2-point gain, essentially.
Yeah. But when you're already down 5 and you're running out of ends, that's a problem.
Yeah, down 4.
5, I believe.
And facing 4 is 7-3.
It is 7-3, okay.
So down 4 and facing 4, you essentially need an 8-point swing.
Okay, our game on sheet A is over. Not sure what happened in the 6th end, but I'm guessing Red scored because they have shaken hands and walked off the ice while my back was turned. Safe to assume that the Can-Am Curlers finished their game against the Sharks. So Craig Bancroft, Doris Spitz, Joel Erstadt, and Stephanie Erstadt move on to the C-Event semis tomorrow morning. George Shirk, Jason Fountain, Adam Knapp, and Chad Shilkin. Team Shirk is done. So that's the first game of this draw completed. That's one of the ones that we'll be playing tomorrow. Both of our A event semis are still in the 6th end, working their way through close to the end of the 6th end. So I'll give you the 6th end score updates as soon as events warrant.
I don't know, boys. Let's just go through the port. It's pretty open. No, I'll do this. I don't know. We're just debating fine details of life. So we're coming around. We're seeing if we can get it to come all the way across into like the top 8. But if we're light, we're just going to leave it in front of those guards.
So there's the plan. As plans go.
I don't know. It's kind of a messy
viable.
house. And
Yeah.
I might have been.
Sometimes you can
I
find
think
yourself
we're
in a spot
okay.
where
I just-
you're
I don't know. I'm concerned.
in too commanding of a position in the house
So
to
I
come
might have
up
been-
with a reasonable shot.
I might have been tempted to
55.
put something between to kind of guard wackiness on that stone that's currently in my number 2, but this doesn't suck either, especially if it curls enough. It can actually result in the same results.
Oh no. Oh,
There's
no.
a possibility of a horrible promote accident. That would be a
That's
problem.
fine.
But I think he's got enough.
He's light enough that it's going to
Move.
curl
He's
enough.
light enough. He's got enough move.
Feel this?
Honestly, actually, that's
little bit.
that's fairly
I
pretty.
was thinking a little bit over. No, I wasn't sure.
That's fairly pretty. It doesn't.
I think you wanted that maybe a little higher to the left to block that promote
Yeah.
that you thought he might accidentally run into. But
Spin.
it blocks any sort of clean draw
Yeah, trying to get some.
into that bucket of the 2 yellows in the back 4.
Yeah.
So
I think. I don't know. I just feel like
if you're
there's a
red,
little-
besides just contemplating the series of life choices that got you to this spot,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you do.
I don't know that I'd put it quite that way, but sure, why not? It's
In the back of the house, I end up in that spot. So when
Throw
you're
like
thinking
a
about
heater.
why I'm here and things like that.
You kick it the right way, it might work.
It's very green.
fortunately, I think the kick it that he's referring to is using his foot.
No, I think he's looking
No,
at that raise.
actually, yeah.
But because of the tight line, he's going to throw this. He's going to have to overthrow it, and so he's
Yeah.
hoping to just catch this on the yellows, I think,
Yeah.
and sit one that way.
Well,
I
here we
think.
go.
That's what it looks like. He's definitely throwing hit weight.
The die is cast, or the stone is hurled, or both. And so we've got contact. We've got lots of contact. Oh, wow.
Good
That
shot.
just turned into red 2.
That's it.
Wow. Thanks for
Impressive. So, yeah, Tres Amigos basically keeps himself in the game with a hell of a shot. There's no other way to put that, really.
I don't even know how what
I
happened. on
I
that
wish we
shot.
had replay
Like,
capability because I would love to show us. I'd love to play that one again. But you know what? Tell you what, I'm going to be silent for the next 45 seconds. All those of you watching at home, just back up the transmission about 30 seconds and watch that shot again, okay? Because, yeah. So,
I saw the one. The one was pretty straightforward. The raise onto the yellows was fine. I still don't actually quite know how he got a 2.
I don't know, but that makes this very much a live game. I mean, they're having to steal 2. Don't get me wrong; it's tough, but stealing 2 is a heck of a lot better than stealing 6, than taking 6 with a hammer, like they were looking at having to do.
That over?
We're sort of at that no man's land between cameras here. Okay, that was not over the hog line.
Because
That's
they
why.
because they were looking and it was like, do we make it past the hog line? No. Oops. Oh,
Yeah,
well.
our near camera calibrated just about to where the hog line is the bottom of the view. So
Right.
if you don't see the rock, it's not in play. And that's a nice, easy throw through.
It's like hack.
Center yard.
All right, so we're working our way through the 8th end here. The first stone by Tres Amigos was hogged. Chromie Maybe went through the house. So second lead stone for Tres Amigos is on its way.
Over and off, over and off, over and off.
It is in the house. That's promising.
This would be great, but if
the
we're
player,
not
yeah, that's
here, we're
what I
up,
meant.
that's in trouble, back's trouble. Through again? Okay, gotta be here though.
Up by 2, through's a little dangerous.
Yeah, you don't have the commanding lane. You do want to get some rocks, at least into the house.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily want to make a mess or anything, but
Where? Hey, gotta be T. Looks like it's coming down.
I mean, I guess with the hammer.
Oh, boy.
Okay, this is absolutely what he didn't want.
Right.
You do not want to give the other team a opportunity to
Yeah.
play with bonus guards.
If you're looking to steal, a tight center guard is exactly what you're looking to have.
Yeah. So here's Mark No's second stone of the 8th end. In the 6th end on sheet C, it looks like Team Anderson took 2, so they're down 7-3 after 6 against the reigning the reigning Cherry Blossom champions from Potomac, skipped by Richard Chin. Over on D, we just finished the 6th end, but they haven't gotten around to hanging a score yet, so I'm not sure what happened.
This way. The yellow. Oh. But I'm giving him more ice in case.
All right, so Rich Gray asking Brandon Tremino, we're out of the free guard zone, so they're just take out a stone. Preferably a red one. I'm not sure he's all that picky on it.
Hard, 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 hard.
Actually, he's trying to take both out. He's trying to take his out with the peel of shame and get the red out. He got the peel of shame, but all he did is promote the red in.
Not bad.
Not the worst, though. Red's not exactly going to set up a steal with that stone.
Not easily,
It's
no.
not guarded. It's not very close to the center. The yellow team will easily take that stone being in the house if it means not having those guards in the center.
Yes, absolutely.
It's on the wings. Yeah.
So Mark No's second stone is guarding that yellow stone.
Yeah, I think that one
Something of a peculiar choice, but you know, hey.
I thought I heard a sweeper say that it changed handle.
Okay. Rich Gray asking to get rid of the other guard. Asking that for Brandon Tremino's second stone.
Across the nose. Better. Try and sweep that as much as you can, boys.
I'm just putting it there. Okay. And successfully got the guard out.
Yeah, Kermit will be setting up well here. I mean, they win even if they get stolen on for one. So the wide open end is really all they need to do here.
Yep.
A blank wins the game, or giving up one wins the game.
Yes.
18.
Michael Nordquist, first stone. Havercroft asks him to put it in the house behind the yellow guard. Looks pretty promising to do exactly that. Putting all the brooms as they can get on there. Get it in. I don't think it's buried.
Not from this angle.
No, I don't think so either.
Just hit that. Okay.
But they are in a situation they need two.
This one.
And hit trades will get red too.
Yellow has the hammer, though.
Yellow has the hammer? You're right, yellow does have the hammer. Okay.
Yes!
Trades are not
Yes! Hard!
Ooh, this might flash out.
You got it.
Nope, it hung on enough. That was close. Okay.
Yeah, Yellow definitely would have preferred that shooting to stay in somewhere, but it doesn't need to.
Yeah.
pretty light.
That's very light.
We need it over. Oh, yeah,
If it's even over.
Over and off.
Okay, it's past the hog, and then the handle kind of backed up a little bit. I don't think it
Kind of guards the red stone, but not to any use.
Yeah. Rich correctly telling Alex, get rid of it.
Yep.
So they don't care which stones they get rid of. They just got to get rid of stones.
Hard, 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 hard.
Got it?
Brandon, sweep the shooter over. Yes.
Wow. That actually, well, actually, you know what that didn't do? That didn't actually clear the red out.
No.
It pinballed off the yellow guard over there, and so it's actually, it's not in the house, but it's actually close enough that a split is an option.
A good throw is unfortunate.
And honestly, if I was red, I'd consider taking that split right now, making it so Rich has to focus on trying to get rid of 2 stones.
Yeah, or draw against 3.
Or draw against 3.
If it ends up coming around, it's not the end of the world. Just like easy.
No, it's pretty clear. I'll have a draw. I think so.
Yeah, Tres Amigos not necessarily pulling the big comeback yet, but they're definitely not going away.
Yeah,
Like
they're set up to have a chance at it, though.
They're going to make Kirby maybe make some shots to finish this game out.
Yeah. Although leaving tap-up shots short is going to not help their case.
This should tap this to the house.
No, it does tap it to the house. Okay.
Didn't split on for extra.
Whatever.
I don't know. God. No, I just gave you this way, right? Yeah. This one's pretty straight, I think.
Interesting that she usually come from the outside in.
Okay, just hit.
Now that A is finished, any way to adjust the camera, does she see D? Unfortunately, because we're covering B, we can't get the camera to see B and D at the same time easily. We will switch to D as soon as B is over here, and D's going to have at least an end left. So we'll catch you up as quick as we can, as quick as we can.
Definitely only in the 7th at the moment.
Yeah, D is about a full end behind, so we'll be able to catch the end of that game, no problem. Both games on C and D are in the 7th ends currently. They both have a ways to go in it, so. Rich Gray's stone gets the hit,
Take out,
and the shooter rolls out. So now Jonathan Havercroft getting ready to throw his last stone.
He's got a draw for the tying point here, and then Rich needs to either outcount the ball or remove one.
Yeah. And it looks like the plan from Jonathan is to draw to probably pretty much on the tee line, the edge of the 4-foot behind the 2 guards. So basically he's handing Rich Gray a pretty open, unobstructed draw to anything in the 4-foot. But that's the best he can hope for at this point.
Unobstructed, but only just the 4-foot
Only the
circle
4-foot, yeah.
Is not that big of a score, too.
Yeah. And, I mean, it depends on exactly how good this draw is first. He's got a sweeper on it pretty quickly. Although, now they're just cleaning. Now they're even up all the way. Front end, Mark No and Ryan
They need to be on
McGee.
this to get around, though.
They need to get around. They're getting on it
They're
now.
drag this all the way and push it under. Go, finish it.
Not under. It's exposed.
Yeah.
So if
And
I'm
it's
Rich,
only-
if I'm Rich
it's only
Gray,
top 8, so
yeah, if I'm Rich Gray, to hell with the draw. Throw something heavy at those 2. All you need to do is get one or the other out.
One out. It's game.
Exactly. You don't even care which one. So I'm not even sure I'd put that much wider for the broom on. And I just saw Alex Boyce just kind of shimmied in a little bit.
Okay. Have to hit one of the 2 out.
And really, no matter how far this curls, even if it hits the guard,
as long as it has enough
if
force,
it runs the
should.
guard onto one of the rocks in the house, it'll get one of them out.
Probably. There's some pinball that might not,
Yeah.
but
Or as long as it doesn't put the guard into the house, too, and still leave it 2 red.
Basically, I'm pretty much guessing that Rich Gray is going to focus on throwing a nice controlled hit the broom. As long as he hits the broom, this game should be over, unless a pick happens or something like that. Stone's on its way. Line looks promising. They're keeping it clean to guard against that pick, and I can't blame them one bit. 3, 2, 1, there's the collision. That's ball game. Actually, he does take 1 as a result of that to put the final score up to be 8-5. Rich Gray, Alex Boyce, Brandon Tremino, and Amanda Zranchev move on to the C semis tomorrow morning. Trey's Amigos, Jonathan Havercroft, Michael Nordquist, Mark Nyo, and Ryan McGee's tournament is over. So, since we had a request to see Sheet D, let's go see Sheet D.
Okay. We'll go to Sheet D.
Can you, they're still playing. So, Sheet D, what is the situation on Sheet D, he asked himself. We are still in the 7th end.
Some sort of beer.
We are on a Vice stone. Henrique Kempenik, the Vice for Sweeping Beauty and the Beasts, throwing the yellow stones. Bob Purcell is the skip. Henrique, as I said, is the Vice. Jeremy Vanderhoot is the second. Catherine Kozlik is the lead. They're shooting the yellow stones. They are currently behind 4-3 against Team Noble, shooting the red stones. They represent the Ardsley Curling Club. John Noble, Matt Gallegos, Joe Pinella, and Dave Wagenheim. Enrique is in the house, and we're getting ready to look at his second Vice stone. Yeah, second Vice stone. There was 1 yellow in the house. And he tapped that up. So right now they're sitting with a stone in the 4-foot and 1 just nibbling the top 12. I apologize, I'm talking a little slowly at the moment. We're adjusting all of our stuff so I can actually see what's going on in the house.
Yeah, touch the groove.
And we have a 7th end update over on Sheet C. Team Anderson stole 1 to make it a 7-4 game. They're still trailing Richard Chin's reigning Cherry Blossom champions. And Richard Chin's got the hammer, up 3 with the hammer. It's a nice place to be in the 8th end. John Noble's first stone is on the way. Promotes, does a promote takeout, takes out the back of the 2 yellows. There's still the 1 yellow in the 4-foot. Thank you. Congratulations. They're down by 1. Yellow is down by 1. So it's yes.
Trying to rebuild the scoreboard.
Right. Okay. And the game on Sheet C is working its way through the 8th end, by the way. We'll keep you updated on that as events warrant. At the moment, basically, Chin is just playing the get rid of stones game, and Anderson is trying their darndest to create some cards to work with. They don't have anything in the house. If that situation changes, I will let you know. We're pretty much going to follow this D game to the conclusion, though, because it's going to be the last one to finish anyhow. Bob Purcell looking at his first skips stone. Team Noble does have the hammer in this 7th end. Yeah, okay, yes. That's pronounced Mishler.
Line's good. Line's good. Wait for the curl.
Not sure. Probably pronounced it. I probably mispronounced it 17 times during the course of the game.
Well, I don't think anyone of that name was playing, I don't think.
Right. Oh, you know, your mic's been muted for a crazy long time.
Oh, it has?
Now you're live.
Oh. Oh, whatever. No one can hear me then.
So Bob Purcell just kind of guarded that up. He's trying to guard his 1 here in the 7th end. As Chin continues peeling stones. John Noble's first skip stone on the way. So now there are 2 red stones, one's just nibbling the top of the 12. One's on the center line out in front of it. But there is still, excuse me, Bob Purcell does still have a stone in the not quite full 4 foot. Looks like it's probably exposed on the outside. I got to be honest, I'm at a little bit of an angle here, so I can't completely guarantee that I have the angles all accurately, but yeah, we'll go with what we got. What I am going to do is see if we can turn the ambience up and see if we can hear stuff from over there a little bit. Actually, you know what? That's not a good idea. Spending a lot of time right now trying to decide on the shot. Meanwhile, over in the 8th end on sheet C, they're on Vice Stones. Brandon Morse puts a second 1 in the house. Continues peeling. Pretty sure he's going to be content to just continue peeling for the rest of the game. Bob Purcell throwing his final stone here in the 7th end. He's currently laying 1. Looks like he's drawing to try to get to have a second 1 in there. He doesn't have the hammer, but applying pressure is a lovely thing. Actually, he's just guarding. He's guarding the turn. He just wants to get his steal, and I can understand that. Okay, got over the hog. He's got the guard on the turn. So John Noble basically needs to draw to full 4 foot to take the 1, and he'd be going home up 2 without hammer. Or if he misses, worst case, he's coming home tied with hammer. So really, he's in a kind of a no-lose situation here, unless he somehow manages to promote a second yellow in, and I don't see that. I don't see the stone that could get promoted, so no issues there. Stone's on its way. Sweepers aren't touching it at all. Feels a little heavy to me. It's in the house. And, yep, it's too far. So Bob Purcell executes part 1 of the plan, steals 1 to be coming home in the 8th, tied up. at 4. Won't have the hammer, but tied game. It's power to that all of its own. So they're preparing to throw the 8th end. As over here on sheet C, Carl Anderson's throwing his first skip stone. Down 3 without hammer against the defending reigning Cherry Blossom champions. Not only is that their team name, it's also their title. They are the reigning champions. Throws up a guard. Somehow it reverses handle. That's a little bit of that magic pixie dust. Pixie ducks
would be awesome.
Pixie ducks would be awesome. I would so love to have some pixie ducks. So we're working our way through the 8th end over here on sheet D. Carl Anderson throwing his final stone of this 8th end. He needs to have 3 in the house at the end of it. Looks likely that he's going to. Yep, he does have 3 in the house. Richard Chin getting ready to throw his final stone. All he needs to do is get rid of anything. Something, anything. It's that nice situation to be. I'm throwing my last stone. I just got to get rid of something. So 97% certainty that Richard Chin is going to advance. Exactly. If a yellow stone goes bye-bye, he wins. And if he should have, by some chance, happen to miss everything, he'll go into the extra end with the hammer. So he's really in it. He can't lose, at least not with this stone, but he can very easily win.
It's on the air. So if you remove 1 there, you win. Do you go for all 3?
I think he's got to go for the 2 just to show off, but actually he's not. He's very cleanly taking 1. He's even promoting it to give him 2. He doesn't care. That's Richard Chin, the reigning Cherry Blossom champions, advancing to the A event finals. We'll see them at noon tomorrow on Sheet B. Team Anderson, Carl Anderson, Brandon Morse, Kim Belf, and Jimmy Fallon. Unfortunately, actually, they'll be playing also in the D event.
Neither of which is my problem right now.
So we're going to focus now as we bring the game home on Sheet D. What is the game situation? can you hit the button that says near on D? The yellow, yeah, you got it. Bingo. All right, so what is our situation? There we go. We have a yellow stone in the 4-foot. We have a red stone in the 12-foot in front of that yellow stone. Bob Purcell basically is going to do everything in his power to protect that yellow stone because that yellow stone is his game right there. And we now have, after that stone, we now have another yellow stone currently sitting as the second shot. As we're throwing the last, I think we're going to throw the last second stones.
Right off center on your side.
Okay, and apparently they're actually running the A and B games onto the ice now while we're finishing up this draw, which, you know, it's kind of late. These things happen. No big deal. For those of you who are sticking around, we do actually have to shut down the cast and bring up the new cast. It's a thing we got to do. We'll do it as quickly as we can. No big deal. So, just so you know, looking ahead, the game that but you can, you're TJ, I assume. You can wear it if you want. You can wear it. Arrange for the flip and, yeah. All right, so huh? Yeah. Okay. So apologies for those of you hearing the conversation going on in the background. Like we said, the games on A and B in the next draw are getting their action together, acts together while we're doing this, while we're wrapping up this A event semi over here on D. We're going to stick with the action on D. We'll join these other games in progress here in a few minutes. Team Noble chips out that yellow, but there is still, Potomac still has the stone on the back of the on the back of the button rather. So that's all well and good. And we're shooting vice stones now. Henrique Kempenik getting ready to throw what I believe will be his first, yes. It's a little hard for me to keep track because everything's at a wacky angle here. Purcell just guarding up, because that's all he's doing. I mean, right now, basically, his game plan is I have the stone that I can win the game with. I don't need to get another one. My mission is to keep that stone alive.
Yes, yes.
And he's trying his hardest to put it behind as much as he can so that Noble has a hard time getting it out. And at the moment, he's succeeding. Lots of granite moved on that shot. Lots of guards go away. The target stone is, however, still sitting there in the forefoot, just kind of waiting for its moment of glory. But it's a lot more open now. So Purcell asking for a guard to be put back.
What are we doing? Roaring in, top 12, top 8. Get 3 guards.
Enrique Kempenik being asked with his last Vice stone to put the guard in. Jeremy Vanderhooten, Catherine Kouslik working it hard. Catherine just by herself at the moment, actually. Puts a very nice 3 guard in front of it.
Okay.
So Beauty and the Beasts sitting with the potential game-winning shot behind 2 beautiful guards. Once again, Matt Gallegos, the vice for Team Noble from Ardsley, being asked to peel some guards. And we do have games underway on A and B. Like I said, we're going to join those in progress. Those are going to be B event semifinals. We're going to join those in progress as soon as this is over and we do the very quick between games cut that we have to do because of live stream. Here comes the takeout. Gets at least 1, gets at least 2. Does he make contact? Does not. Oh, that was a centimeter away from being a game-winning shot. I mean, maybe not completely and officially, but practically. So, but he is once again out of guards. So Bob Purcell's trying to guard up with his first skip stone. And out of the corner of your eye, you probably see the Sheet C game, which is going to be between Wright and Temple, a C event quarterfinal working its way onto the ice.
Line's nice. Yep, man. Yep. Lighter. Whoa. Yeah, keep coming.
Purcell trying to put the guard up again. He's got to get it over the hog. Did they get it? Just barely. Unfortunately, the players for this game on Sheet C are congregating and doing their before-game handshakes and stuff, so it's virtually impossible for me to know what the heck's going on over on D. I am more or less completely blocked. I'm doing the best I can. I know John Noble is going back to the hack rather, with an intent to take a crack at that stone on the button, and I believe, based on what I'm seeing, it's open enough. So he's going to take a hit, take a shot at the hit.
I've turned off the scoreboard on screen to help get it set up, to get it quickly transition into our next draw. So for those of you who are relying on it, it is still 4-4 in this game on Sheet D, and this is the 8th end. So whoever wins this end wins the game. It doesn't actually matter how many points anyone scores.
Yeah, barring a blank, this is the end of this game, this last end. And I heard contact, but
contact, and the yellow rock is going. It is not out of the house, but it is not shot anymore.
That is true. So, but the red stone that is shot is completely exposed. So what Purcell is likely doing is drawing to the top 4. Well, he's got 2 options here. He could hit that red and try to roll to the top 4, or he could just do a pure draw to the top 4. Both options are perfectly legit. He's got all 4 team members having the discussion.
And this is why the game is still going on.
Yeah, well, on the other hand, though, this is a critical shot.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean.
So nobody's begrudging them the time to make the decision.
And as far as I know, I think the 10 o'clock draw may only be a 3-game draw.
No, Dobbs will be playing Fox in the other C event quarter.
Oh, right, that's right. No, that's right. I'm looking at the board, but it has 4 games on it. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was saying in the past it's not been unusual to have the latest draw be like just 2 semis or something. Yeah.
But since it's a full 32-team bracket, it actually doesn't work out that way.
That is true. Well,
so
for a few teams, their 10-15 draw is going to be like a 10-35.
Yeah. So I can't tell based on this broom. I'm 95% sure he's just doing a pure draw to the top of the 4-foot. And now he's questioning his decision. Or is Jeremy Vanderhooten questioning his decision? Which can be kind of one of Jeremy's things. He's kind of got a reputation for going, "Are you sure?" Stone is on the way. Pretty sure it's just a draw. Yeah, it's definitely just a draw. He's looking for the top of the 4-foot. He's got to be shot at the end of this, or else the game is over. And he will be. He will be just.
Try to get up front.
That's a nice draw.
Yep, he did what he.
Side of the button, straddling the tee line.
Yep, he did what he had to do.
Everything he could do there.
So.
That guy goes.
And actually, it's even behind the cover, so.
Yeah, that's.
He's got to hit it. He has to hit it and stick. John Noble has to basically hit it and stick. One thing we know for sure, this shot coming up will be the last shot of the game because somebody's going to score.
Yeah, this will not be a blank end, guys.
Now, question of who, we don't know. And he's taking a long time looking over it, and I can't believe. I mean, it's the A event semifinals. The winners of these games will be playing for the whole tourney championship tomorrow at noon. So taking a couple extra seconds, not a big deal. These games are not shot clocked or anything like that. I mean, the coordinator could get ugly if they wanted to, but that's never going to happen. Settling in the hack. Alex Carroll, Matt Gallegos, John Noble's vice, has the broom for pretty much about 2 feet and 3 inches of curl. He's just looking to bump that yellow stone a little bit and stick around, or take it all the way out. That works just as well because he does have what's currently the second shot. Bob Purcell has done everything he can do. All he can do is sit back and wait. Now, for both of these teams' next game is at noon tomorrow. Actually, that's not true. The D event, both of these teams' next game is at noon tomorrow. It'll either be the A event finals or the D event finals. Okay,
yeah,
the stone is on the way.
There's no semifinals for the D event. So.
John Noble's stone is on the way. Sweepers are not touching it at all. They're discussing a line. Still kind of outside.
It's around the guard. It's around the guard by a lot. That's probably not a good sign.
It's gonna I don't know.
I think that's red. They're agreeing.
They tapped red. Yep, they raised the broom.
Yeah, red
John
is definitely
Noble
on
makes
more
that
of the
shot
yellow.
just barely well enough. So John Noble, Matt Gallegos, Joe Pinella, Dave Wagenheim will be going up to take their opportunity to try to unseat the reigning Cherry Blossom champions. Bob Purcell, Henrique Kempenik, Jeremy Vanderhoot, and Catherine Kozik will be in the D event finals. All right, we're going to wrap this up and do a really quick turnaround. If you're watching this live, you're going to have to come back with the next game in about 2 minutes. So we're going to shut this down, bring the next one up. See you in a minute.